Hello and welcome to Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen.
Hi.
Hi, Mrs. Farmer. You know, didn't you think your jacket's a little over the top?
Nope, I've had this on since Christmas Day and I love it. It's my favorite.
Don't
You
you
look
think-
nice. What?
I don't have sequins.
You're kind of shiny right here.
You know what? Christmas is over. We kind of overdid it on the Christmas thing, but you know what? She loves Christmas.
I love Christmas.
This is one of like 10,000 Christmas trees that we're not going to take down until
After New Year's.
after New Year's.
Probably Easter.
But we do love Christmas. And if you saw some of the Christmas shows, we were wearing silly jackets. Can you believe I got away with doing a show like that on Kentucky Field, wearing a jacket like this?
I can't, no.
I can't believe they didn't fire me.
I like that jacket, though. You need to wear it more often. It's very nice. Very
Christmas
nice
is over.
That's right.
That being said, you know, last year, well, still this year, but 18 was kind of a fun year, was it not?
It was. It was fun.
We did a lot of cooking outside, and you let us know that you like that. We tried a couple things that I thought was really cool. People kept saying, "We wish we could come and watch you guys do a show."
That's right.
So we tried it.
Yeah, we did.
Our first one was at Berry Hill Mansion. That was a lot of fun. But we didn't take one thing into account, is when we're cooking inside the place,
Right.
there was a sprinkler system.
So you couldn't cook.
We didn't set it off, but I didn't want to either.
Right.
So great, beautiful place. But then we went to Waveland, and that was a lot of fun. That was the first time we've done a live show, and we'll show you some of that. You talk about trying some grub you've never tried before. This year, 19 coming up. We got brand new shows coming up, by the way. We're working on them right now. Some seafood stuff coming up. We got
Yum.
fresh seafood
Yeah,
and taking
that's
in,
right.
thank goodness. We're going to show you how some of that seafood gets here very shortly. It's coming up.
That's right.
It's coming right out on the corner. We're going to take a look back at 18 and get ready for 19. One thing that is going to change very quickly is our kitchen needs a makeover.
Yes, it does.
It's kind of 1989.
Right.
So you're going to see that through this whole process. We still got to cook, and if it's cold outside, if it's too cold to be in the cabin or too cold to be outside, we're going to be in the kitchen, regardless of what
How
shape
bad
the
it looks?
kitchen's in. So,
Okay.
I mean, cabinets are coming down. It's going to be a mess. But anyway, new kitchen coming up.
Yay.
So we asked folks what they liked this past year, and one of the most popular things that we did was the 3-2-1 ribs. You remember that?
That was delicious. I
Let's
do
look
remember
at
that.
the 3-2-1 ribs. So the kids are here, so we couldn't do anything really hands-on cooking-wise. So a lot of
Right.
times if you got company, you want something really good. You kind of
Right.
sit back and cook. That's one thing a smoker is great for. Now, another thing about a smoker, this particular one I have, and a lot of these have these features now, is it's digital. You set
nice.
the time, you set the temperature,
Right.
you walk away. You know what
Right.
it's going to do. Now this one here is a little more extensive. There's 3 different parts. This is an old thing that people have been doing for years. It's the 3-2-1 method. And there's some discussion on what temperatures to cook at, and some people vary from that. I like to start at about 230
Okay.
for 3 hours. So you get your mustard on there to make it stick, right? Then you put your dry rub on. Then you do it for 3 hours, 230 degrees. When that time is up, pull them off. And you take you a tray so you can make a little indentation in it. You put some apple juice and brown sugar in there.
Yummy.
Maybe some butter to give it that
Yummy,
nice flavor.
yeah.
What's going to happen when you close that
Seal
up
it
on
up tight.
It's going to make steam up there. It's going to make it moist. Have you ever had a rib that you picked up and it's dry and it's
not
chewy?
good. Yeah, it's
Who
not good.
wants to eat ribs like that? I don't. I mean, I've sent them back at a restaurant before. I was very nice about it, but
Yeah.
I sent them
You
back.
couldn't
and
eat
got-
'em.
I got the smoked chicken instead. But anyhow, after 2 hours, still at 230 degrees, there's a 3, then there's the 2.
And they were
in-
already
in the
falling
wrap.
apart. They were falling
They're
apart.
starting
Yeah.
to fall apart. You know you got good ribs
Yeah.
at this point. Then at the very end, you're going to slather them in your favorite barbecue sauce. Now, I
right.
got several that I like. I actually used a store-bought one today because I didn't have any of mine mixed up.
Yeah, the
But it's a
kids, yeah.
sweet, it's a sweet honey. Oh, it's delicious.
Yeah.
I really lathered it on there. Then the last hour, you're going to bring the temperature up to about 250. Then they're done. What happens when they come out?
We eat them.
They're beautiful.
gonna be the best.
They're falling apart.
Yes, I'll eat them.
You know when you pull the bone out and it falls apart, you know you got good ribs in it.
Yeah.
And when it's like there's juice all over your plate by the end.
Exactly. Now, while you're at it, and you're thinking, okay, I got some beans. You want some baked beans? So I get my baked beans, and I'll put I'm getting my mouth watering thinking about it. Some onions and some peppers like that, maybe
Can we
too.
eat, please?
Put a little brown sugar in it, a little Worcestershire
Yum.
sauce, and I'll take that and I'll mix that off. I'll take some more of my dry rub and put in there, and then I'll take some bacon and put across the top. Well, then I'll put them in the oven for a while, okay, till the bacon gets crisp. And I'm gonna set that dish in the smoker.
Yum.
And I'm gonna let some smoke roll across the top of that for about an hour.
That sounds
There's
good.
nothing better. And guess what? It's done.
Yay.
Let's pull
Let's
it
eat.
out and eat it. All right. And look at that spread. And we got extra, just in case we run out.
That's right.
Now this right here, silver platter.
This is
Those
so
are
beautiful.
silver platter ribs.
Are we allowed to eat them?
Now I want you to watch this. We talked about having ribs at a restaurant. Look at this, look what happens.
Oh, wow.
You think it's
Yum.
falling apart? Look at that.
That looks pretty
and
good.
it's moist. You gotta be careful because it's falling apart.
Do you need me to grab a piece?
In fact, these are the kind of ribs that I like to eat right off the bone like this, because look how it just slides right off.
Take a little bite. Wow.
As you can see,
That's a good bite.
look, boom, falling apart. Falling apart.
Good job, Papa.
Is it not a thing of beauty?
That
Should
is
we make a
beautiful.
plate here, Grandma? Mm-hmm. Look at that right there. Here's what I like, Grandma. Look right here. Here's two ribs. Pull them apart. And look what you got right there.
Yum.
A hot piece of meat. That is perfect. When you can get that right there, that's a beautiful thing. When you get that piece of meat like that right there.
Yum.
I'm
They're
coming
the
your way.
best ribs I've ever had.
Flying it in, Grandma.
The best rib she's ever had.
So our beans, which have been lightly smoked, and Connie's corn salad,
Yum.
and you got yourself a good old-fashioned summertime.
I'll choose some corn. That salad is so good.
That is a perfect summer dinner.
Yeah, it is. That's really good.
To me, when you can pick a piece of meat up like that, pull the two bones off the side, and you've got,
Very good. You did good.
follow that recipe right there, and you have perfect ribs every time, I promise you.
Best dinner I've ever had.
Best dinner she's
You want to
ever
see the
had.
animals? And then we'll talk about what we're going to fix for dessert. You got a recipe, right? All right. Okay, we asked folks what they like, and they tell us. And one of the things they really like is when we do some outdoor cast iron cooking.
And you love that too.
And one of the things that we did recently outside was the Southwest chicken tacos.
That was good.
Then we stacked. That wasn't the only thing we did. We did some stacking.
That's right.
Now, for those who don't know what stacking is, you're cooking on the bottom, you stack one on the top, you're cooking there, then you're cooking on maybe dessert on the top, and it's all timed out.
Your oven just gets bigger.
So let's take a real quick look at this show. This particular show is one of our fan favorites. So let's take a look back at one of 2018's most popular cast iron cooking, cowboy cooking.
Yum.
So when you're camping, when you're fishing, you want something substantial.
Right.
You want to eat something that's like quick and easy and
Yeah.
get it in your belly so you can go right back out and fish or hunt
And play.
or catch butterflies or whatever
Yeah.
your thing is. All right, so we've got our pan sufficiently heating up with oil in it. So I want to take advantage of that as soon as I can. So Miss Farmer, if you will, you can cut me up the Trinity there and I'll get that sauteing. This is the beginning of a lot of good stuff right here. We don't have our handy dandy cowboy chopper. It's made out of cowboy green plastic.
That's right. We're camping with. We got your good knife.
A little bit of pepper. And that whole onion. That's what's nice about cooking outside is, you know,
Throwing the food on the
throwing
ground.
the food on the ground. We do that in the house too.
Oh yeah.
We let the
Right.
chickens clean it up.
Okay. The chickens that run through the
Yeah.
house.
And the ducks.
Uh-huh.
And the goats that live on the roof. Now, sauteing these vegetables is going to soften them up and make the whole process go a little bit quicker. So if you can go ahead and get that done ahead of time, like I said, when you're starving, when you're coming off the lake or whatever you're doing, you want to eat.
Right.
And you don't want to sit around and wait for food. So we have our cheese. What do we got?
I like
We got
cheese.
some mixed cheese. We got some Jack cheese and we have some Colby. we have, I think that's some Kelly salsa.
She makes good salsa.
And then we have beans. Now, I would have preferred to have black beans, but we have what we have.
Right.
You don't have to put beans in at all. If you like beans, it's fine. But again, this is our full course. This is our, we got some work to do later this afternoon. I want to fill my belly up and go. So you're probably looking at this thinking, how in the world are you gonna eat this with your hands? We're gonna though, aren't we?
That's
Top
right,
secret.
at the end.
Vegetables are adequately sauteed.
Okay.
I like to put my cream cheese in first and let it kind of get busted up. Then we'll come back with our other cheese. Cup in, cup and a half. Yep, now before that gets to get all sticky on the bottom, let's put some juice in there. Let's put some beans, 14 ounces of beans. There we go. Now let's put some salsa, probably 10 ounces of salsa. That'd be a good dip right there.
That looks
wouldn't it,
yummy.
Mickey?
That looks really good.
All right, let's come back with some sour cream. Let's go another dollop. Oh, are you kidding me? All right, bring the chicken. There's probably maybe 3 cups of chicken here. Oh, one more thing. I love these. I love it because they're already prepared. They're mild. They're jalapeno peppers.
They're mild?
They are mild. It says right on there.
Oh, wow, okay.
They're already kind of pickled. They're soft. They give it a nice taste. They
sounds
don't
good.
burn you up, but they're really good. We're gonna add that as well.
All right.
All right. Now again, we're stacked. This is gonna go half hour. The corn on the bottom has got another half hour. In a little while, we'll get the dessert going. See how that stacking works? So look what we've got. We got stacks. Don't you like that?
And I can start, I'm starting to smell it.
And you time it according to what's going to be done
Right.
first one and so forth. This next one's like a 10, 12, 15-minute recipe. Monkey bread.
Mm.
Duh.
That's gonna be my
Everybody does
favorite,
monkey
yeah.
bread, but you know what? We haven't done it yet. Somebody asked us not too long ago,
Yeah.
when are you going to do monkey bread? Well, here's the deal. You can go the traditional route. We got a great pizza dough that we've struggled to find a good pizza dough.
Right.
Now the difference in the online recipe for the pizza dough and this is we use sesame oil in our pizza dough. I don't know. It gives
This
a nice
is
sweet
good.
taste.
Yeah,
It's really good.
It's really good.
But if you want to look up this particular recipe, our dough recipe, it's flour, it's yeast. We got to fold it and do all that kind of stuff. If somebody yelled at us one time for doing canned biscuits,
When you're
if I'm
camping,
camping, I want
yeah,
it.
it's easier.
You can take this and you can do this, or you can use canned biscuits. You can take your canned biscuits and you can wad them up in a little ball. You want to be about half the size of a golf ball.
Yeah.
About like that. What you want to do is take your, and it's just that simple, but take your little ball of dough, whether you make it out of yeast or whether you go the store-bought route and get you some canned biscuits. If I'm camping, I want easy. So let's take, probably going to need with this much, a half a cup of sugar and a half a cup of brown sugar. And I don't know. I'll show you how much.
Cinnamon?
With our cinnamon, we're going to probably want 2.5 tablespoons, easy. That looks like 2.5 tablespoons. I don't want to breathe it.
It does.
We'll start sneezing and never stop. It smells so good.
It does smell good.
This is so easy too. So let's take 2 or 3 balls and put them in there and see how they pick up. Yeah. Now here's what they're
There
going
you
to look
go.
like. Now I'm just going to take them and set them in the pan one at a time until we cover the bottom of the pan. So we're going to lay those out on the bottom of our 10-inch. Look how beautiful that looks.
A whole stick of butter. I like this.
Whole stick of butter. Or whatever it takes to cover the top of this.
I think a whole
If it
stick.
took 2 sticks, hey, it'd be 2 sticks.
At least.
We're not messing around today. We're hungry. You remember making donuts?
Yeah, as a
Kids.
kid.
Just kidding. Not too far from this, was it? Deep fry.
Yum.
Now, the great thing about this, if you're gonna go, think about it, a smaller pan.
Right.
You wanna go 400 degrees, 375, 400 degrees. What do you think it would be?
The same, right?
The same. 17 and 8.
Because the pan's smaller.
Pan smaller,
Okay.
we need to get it hot. All right, that being said,
Yum.
we're getting close here. Beautiful. Now I'm just going to set this aside. Let them keep going. I'll knock some of those off the top. Coals, that is. Our main dish, would you look at that? Is that not beautiful? That I'll take to the table. And our all-important side. Spoon time.
That looks good.
It's getting hot. I'm glad we didn't do this in the kitchen.
Yeah, me too.
All right, so the secret is out. We've got taco shell sitting here. So we've got our leftover chicken. Look how that's firmed up, Mrs. Farmer.
That looks good.
With that cheese on there.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna take just enough to put in this taco shell.
Yum.
Just enough to make you a nice taco, depending on how hungry you are and how much you want to stack in there. Now, come back. I know you like your sour cream, so do I. Put a little dollop of that on there. Take a little bit of lettuce, fresh tomato, a little lime juice on that. Now you see we got some soft shells over here too.
That'd be good
If you
too.
wanted some tortilla, you could make you whatever you want. Put a little verde sauce on here. And come back with a little cheese, Mrs. Farmer.
I will.
Look what you got.
That's a big taco.
And the corn is fresh as it can be. When it's this fresh and this sweet, you don't need butter.
Yeah. Pretty good?
Oh.
Wow. That's good.
When it's fresh. Oh my, I could eat 20,000 of these. Look over here.
You try a taco?
You go first.
All right.
That weighs about a pound and a
Switch
half.
it so if I make a mess over here.
Turn the sound down, Kelly. It's going to get noisy.
It's yummy.
Now, the bad thing about a cooking show is we have to stop and explain
Yeah.
the things we go through.
I need to eat more.
Those are absolutely delicious. Now, you can spice those up or down as much as you want. You can put more sauces on that. You can put more heat in there if you want to put a little cayenne in there. Whatever you want to do to get the red pepper flakes, whatever.
Dip our chips in there
You can
too?
dip your chips in there. That is absolutely delicious. It's messy, so I'm going to wait till we get done here. But, dessert?
I want dessert.
Oh, we got dessert. I'll bring that over. Monkey bread.
I can't wait to try
Pull
that.
us one out there, Miss Farmer.
Oh,
I know it's hot.
yow.
But oh, look at that. It's a beautiful. Yow! It's very hot. How is it?
Like a cinnamon roll. That's delicious.
Everybody that has a cooking show wears shiny red
Right.
jackets, right?
This Tim Farmer Country
This is not
Kitchen
unusual?
jacket. No, this goes with the show.
We're putting these away.
For 1 year. Okay.
We get to travel. We kind of get to do whatever we want.
That's right.
Because we're all grown up now.
That's right.
You can tell our attire. But you know what? We go fishing every now and then because what do we do with our fish when we bring them back home? We eat them.
it.
Now, we went, you got to go where the fresh food is, and it just
Right.
happened to be in Alabama.
Right.
Sheep's Head.
Delish.
Now, a lot of times people, your grandfather knew better.
Yeah.
A lot of times people ignore this fish. They are a beautiful, wonderful fish, and there's not as much meat on them, but the meat that's there is beautiful and sweet and
Yes,
wonderful.
it is.
So let's show you catching some huge. I think the state record is like 12 or 13 pounds in Alabama. We were catching some that had to go 8 pounds or so.
They were big.
But the best part about this is bringing it back,
The kids ate all of it.
cooking it over an open fire, and we got a little rosemary red wine reduction,
Yum.
red wine vinegar. Are you kidding me?
I'm starving.
All right, let's go catch them, then let's cook them.
Okay.
Because Rick Hill doesn't work on an empty stomach, he has demanded
Really?
that we take some of this fresh Gulf sheep's head, which has a sweet taste because it's been eating mollusks, soft crabs, hard crabs,
Right.
anything he can get his little teeth around.
I can't wait to try it. I haven't had it in years.
Your grandfather used
Yeah,
to
he's-
love to catch these off the
That's all
pier.
he caught.
But around these rigs where the water's fairly deep and they're covered
Right.
with barnacles, and you can actually see them swimming and popping around in there, popping those with their teeth, trying to get them loose. But they have very sweet flesh. Now again, they're kind of hard to clean. They get those big old armor-like scales on
But
them.
we had berry. Berry
But we had
time.
Captain Berry.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna take this, a little salt and pepper in our flour, a little salt and pepper on our fish.
That's some nice white
lightly.
fish.
Aren't they beautiful?
Yeah.
Now we cut most of that red meat out, but that's where your strong taste comes from on any fish. You want to get that red meat out. Now you talk about fresh fish.
He just cleaned those yesterday.
We just pulled these out of the water and came back, and we came back to a sunny day.
Yeah, we did.
But guess what? It's going to get cold again. We're saying
Not
snow.
good. That's not good.
So very simply, we're going to take these, we're going to put them in our hot grease right over the fire. 2 to 3 minutes per side. Some of these are fairly thick. The little ones, the thin ones won't go that long. And people say, well, how do I get my fire hot enough? Well, it's just like inside. You just watch it, get your distance right from the fire to your skillet.
That smells
It's nothing
good.
like cooking outside. When they get nice and we can tell that they're about done, they're nice and flaky, we're going to set them aside. Then we're going to take our rosemary, fresh rosemary that we just pulled out of the atrium, some garlic, and some red wine vinegar. We're going to pour that in there and let that simmer down a little bit. Perfect temperature. Pour that back over the fish and serve it.
Yeah. Sounds good
Now
to
we
me.
did this recipe a long time ago, but you can do this outside too. All right, Rick, you do the honors. You're first.
All right.
That should
Thank
be
you very
sufficiently
much.
cooled.
Excellent.
Does that give you the strength
That is
you need to move on to the next tree ID?
We can move on to the
See what
next.
we gotta
group.
Oh,
do.
that's good fish.
See what we got to do to keep people on board? If somebody out there is thinking, man, I sure wish they were my Facebook friend and I wish they had a Facebook page, then one of their New Year dreams would come true because do we have a Facebook page?
We do.
You were kidding me. Is it called
No,
10 Farmers Country Kitchen?
it is.
How in the world would you get on there?
You just hit like.
You're kidding me.
No, that's what
Hit
you
like,
do.
and you can be our friend. You get on there. We talk to folks all the time.
That's right.
Just recently, just a few minutes ago, somebody said Nikki did her venison recipe with the mushrooms, so on and so forth. If I wanted
it's
to use
yummy.
beef, what cut would I use? And we said, well, we do that with cube steak all the
yeah,
time.
right.
So that's the sort of thing we will answer your questions. Sometimes
Right.
it might be 5-6 days. Sometimes it might be 5 or 6 minutes, depending on or off. But we would like for you to be our friend. Mm-hmm. Would you be?
Our neighbor.
Could you be our Facebook friend? And just say you're cooking.
Yeah.
And it would never happen, but you'd have a memory lapse.
I have them all the time.
You would forget
I
how
forget.
much salt or
Right.
sugar or something we put.
Right.
Where would you go to find out that information?
I go to timfarmerscountrykitchen.com.
Do you seriously?
I seriously do.
Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. What do you find there?
All kinds of recipes.
All kinds of recipes, all kinds of how-tos, how to build this, how to do this, how to do
Watch
that.
shows.
And we might just wear these every show for the next
we
year. That's our New
should.
Year's resolution.
Okay, that's your resolution.
Okay. But you know what? We thank you so much for being our friends. We don't consider these viewers. We talk to them.
That's right.
We see you when we're out shopping. And we thank you so much for sharing Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen.
That's right.
And being our friend. And it is all about
Good times
good friends.
and really good eats. What do
We'll
we
see you
eat?
next year
I'm starving. Feed me.
or next week
Yeah.
on Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen with a brand new show, by the way. Get ready.
To order a cookbook, please call 502-319-0487 or email timfarmerck@gmail.com.